Hi everyone, Mr. Johnson here. I'm just going to go over the other five Half-Life problems quickly, just to kind of provide you a little resource to look at during class today as we work on this. So I just want to go and I'm just going to go in order. As you can see, we did problems 1 and 2 last week on Friday in class. So we're going to just do 3 through 7 quick, and then we should be good to go. So the way it works is numbers 1 through 3 are very similar. Numbers 4 and 5 are really similar, and then numbers 6 and 7 are very similar. So what I would encourage you guys to do is kind of make sure you do one of from 4 and 5 and one from 6 and 7, and then you should be good to go. All right, so number 3 basically says the first thing we want to do always is find number of half-lives. Number of half-lives. That's our first step. And then from there, we have to solve for whatever it is it's asking for. So this first one says a 208 gram sample of sodium-24 decays to 13.0 grams of sodium within 60 hours. What is the half-life of the isotope? Now, actually, we did this one in class as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip it. I'm gonna I'll give you the answer. I believe. Let's see, it's 15 hours would have been the answer to that one. So I can go over that too if we need to. Number 4 says if the half-life of iodine is 8.1 days, so I'm going to write that down. One half-life equals 8.10 days. How long would it take for a 50-gram sample to decay to 6.25 grams? So I started with 50, and here's kind of a way that I'm going to also kind of show you how to do this. Is after 50 grams, we have gone through 0 half-lives. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of count and go from 50 all the way down to 6.25 and count how many half-lives happen. So I go from 50, divide that by 2, that's 25, so that's 1 half-life. Getting down to 12.5 would be 2 half-lives. And then 6.25 would give me 3 half-lives. So I know 3 half-lives have happened. But it asks, how long will it take? So if 1 half-life equals 8.10 days, and we know 3 half-lives have happened, I'm going to multiply 3 half-lives by 8.1 days, and that should give me my answer. So that would end up being an answer of 24.3 days is the answer to number 4. So again, first thing we do, find number of half-lives. After that, we need to solve for what it's asking for. Okay, number 5 is going to be very similar. This one says the half-life of hafnium, believe it or not, is half of hafnium. I like it. Is 0.025 seconds. How long will it take a 560-gram sample to decay to 1/4 of its original mass? So the way that this is going to work is we are basically going to have to take this number right here, 560, and we are going to have to figure out how many half-lives it takes to get to 1/4 of its original mass. So I honestly don't even need to really do the math here. All I need to do is think is that one half-life passes, it'll be at half, and then another half-life passes, and it'll be at 1/4, then down to 1/8, 1/16, and so on. Oops. So it took me not 1, but 2 half-lives to get to that 1/4. So I know for a fact that 2 half-lives have passed. Now we have to do the tricky part. We have to take that number, 2 half-lives, and multiply it by this small number, 0.025 seconds. That's going to determine for me how many half-lives have passed. So another way of doing this, I don't have a calculator, but I'm just going to take 0.025, and I'm going to add it twice because that's the same thing as multiplication. So that is going to give me an answer of 0.05, and that's going to be seconds, and that's going to be my answer to number 5. So 0.05 seconds. The first one, number 4, was 24.3 days. All right, 8 or 7, 6 and 7, and then that'll be it for this help video. Number 6 says, and this is going to be a little different. Remember, the first thing we got to do, if you look at this left side of the screen here, is we have to find, let me change the color. That might help a little bit. We have to find the number of half-lives. That's kind of our goal. Number of half-lives is going to be our first step. And then after we've done that, then we can solve the rest of the problem. So this one says potassium 42 has a half-life of 12.4 hours. I'm going to write that down right now. So 1 half-life equals 12.4 hours. Sorry, my pen is not cooperating very well today. So it says how much of an 848 gram sample of potassium 42 will be left after 62 hours. So this one's a little tricky. We got to essentially, once again, we are going to have to figure out a little bit different here. We're going to have to figure out how many times this number goes into this number 12.4 goes into 62. So 62 divided by 12.4, that's going to give me a nice answer of 5 half-lives have passed. So as I'm solving this, I'm actually going to drag this down a little bit so that we're down here to number 6. So you can actually see me write this one out. So we started at 848 grams. We need to do 5 half-lives. So that's my 0th half-life. My next one, I'm going to go down to 424, and that's going to be my first half-life. Let's cut that in half again. So that's going to get me down to 212. That's 2. I'm going to have to write a little smaller so I don't run out of space. 106. This will give me 53. And I've just got to go one more time, and then I should have my answer. So 53 divided by 2 is going to be 26.5. So that gives me my answer of 26.5 grams. That, after 5 half-lives, is how many grams will still be left. All right, now number 6, and then we're going to be done. Or sorry, number 7, then we're going to be done. So this one says carbon has a half-life of 5,730 years. 1 half-life is equal to 5,730 years. That's a big half-life compared to what we have been working with. So then this one says how much of a 144 gram sample will be left after that many years? 17,190 years. So to figure out how many half-lives have passed, I'm going to have to take 17,190, and I'm going to divide that by 5,730. And that looks kind of like an ugly calculation there, but it is going to give me a nice answer of 3 half-lives. So I know 3 half-lives have passed. Now all I have to do is finish off the problem, and I should have my answer. So I'm going to, just to kind of differentiate here, I'm going to draw a line. And maybe I'm going to change my color back to red. So we start with 144. That's my 0 half-lives have passed. We got to get all the way to 3. That's our answer right there at 3. So whatever we get for our answer is going to be, or after 3 half-lives will be our answer. So I got to take 144, and I've got to divide that answer by 2. That's going to give me 72 grams. 72 grams divided by 2 is going to be 36 grams. Now one more, and then we're done. 36 grams divided by 2 is going to be 18 grams. So there's my answer right there. 18 grams will remain after 3 half-lives. So that one takes a lot longer. 144 grams after that many years is only going to be 18 grams. All right, I hope this video helped a little bit. I'll go over this in class today. Have a nice rest of your day, guys.